Good afternoon. I'm Lieutenant Elmer Horn with Douglas County Sheriff's Office, and we're here at one of our communities, and Sheriff Pounds is here with us. And Sheriff Pounds is very involved in his communities, and he come out. We brought out our grill and our smoker so we can come out and help cook for this community. And Sheriff Pounds himself has come out and helped cook with us, and he's here to cook and help these folks today.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is one of the programs that I call taking my community back. If you don't get out there and get involved in your community, you ain't gonna be able to get it back. And the sad part about it, we losing our young men at such a pace that it's unreal. We got to come up with something that will help us with these children. Got to. So this is what I'm doing. I love it. I'm out here in the sun. It's hot, but like I said earlier, we're gonna do these until we get that gap between law enforcement and the community bridge. We're gonna bridge that gap because we're gonna get out of here, we're gonna shake hands, we're gonna find out if they got any kind of problem we can assist them with, and invite them to the sheriff's office and come to the roll call. Just come see what's going on at the office. Thank y'all so much for being here.
Thank you, Sheriff Pounds. And like I said, this is just one of many events that we bring this grill out to help with our communities and get involved. I'm here today at one of our community outreach days with our sound truck. And our sound truck is used for just what you see. We come out to community days, we play loud music, and be able to just have a good time with it and enjoy our community. At a sheriff's office, you get to see us in a little different light. We're not always out there writing tickets or locking people up. We come out to your community day and be a part of your day and help you celebrate your community. And this is just one of the ways that we can do that, was with our sound truck. We're here today in one of our communities. We brought our ice cream truck out. A lot of people like to laugh when I say the sheriff's office owns an ice cream truck, but this is exactly what it's for, is we bring it out to our communities. We give away ice cream. We don't charge for the ice cream. The ice cream is free. And we have partners in our businesses in our community that help pay for the ice cream so that we can give it away for free. And we give it away. We go to schools. This is just one of many events that we bring our ice cream truck to. We go to the school systems. We come out to community days, block parties. We just come out and see you and help you enjoy and celebrate your community. Thank you.
You are tuned in to Talk Show Kings on TV 1061.
Man, what they gonna do with this black on black crime, man? I'm sick of this. Thank you for watching another edition of Talk Show Kings on TV 1061. We'll be seeing you soon.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Talk Show Kings. Today, I want to make sure that I thank Felix Washington, our producer, for giving us the opportunity to have this show. And also, I want to thank the citizens and the people of Douglasville, Georgia, for allowing us to come into their homes. And we want to thank everyone watching around the world, allowing us to come into their homes via YouTube or Roku, TV 1061, channel TV 1061 on Roku and TV 1061 on YouTube. And today we got two good topics for us today. First topic that we're going to go over is going to be, at what age should kids get out of the house? And then after that, it's going to be basically two topics in one: the passport bros and why people are not getting in a rush to get married. But first, let me introduce our panel. I'm King Eric, and to my left,
I'm King Bernard, and to my left,
I'm King Clem.
And together we are Talk Show Kings. All right. Well, first off, before we get into these topics, fellas, kings, before we get into these topics, let's talk about some hot chatter this week. Some hot topics that's really a lot of folks are wondering how much was spent for the holidays on Christmas in this economy. Now, I know people be wondering, I know because there's a lot of folks out there that's like they didn't have it to spend this year, but from statistics from Adobe for Business, that's one of the companies that do statistics for holiday shopping and any type of spending that's going on. Just from November the 1st through December the 1st, it was over $137 billion spent in holiday shopping. What do you think about that in this economy?
Wow, that. And if you look at the statistics, it talks about the statistics from last year. It went up 7%. So if we in this economy the way it is, and it's a lot of complaining going on, how did we spend so much, and where did it come from? How did we do that? 7% from last year to this year. But remember, this economy the way it is, I don't know, King Clem, what you think?
Honestly, I'm gonna have to go a couple of ways. So I think one of the ways that we're ending up spending like we're spending is because we've been taking that money and just being like, you know what, I'm not gonna buy this particular thing. I'm gonna go ahead and spend it on my kids, and we're gonna actually go ahead and spend it on Christmas, or we're gonna spend it on Thanksgiving. We're not gonna spend it on what we were spending on before. I think that's one way. Now, if it was put out there, like I'm sure a lot of folks don't put it out there to say, okay, you know what, we're not gonna spend this year, and then decide, you know what, we're gonna go ahead and spend this time, and then go ahead and do it, and then not stick to what they're saying, then that's one of the reasons why that money ends up coming out when we should have been keeping it.
Makes sense.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense.
And one of the things I can say that did contribute to it, so
Here we go.
also what contributed to it, at least $20 billion worth of that came from these buy now, pay later apps like Affirm,
Yeah.
Sezzle, what is it, Afterpay, Klarna. So a lot of people were using those apps. I mean, shoot, if I can get something that's $180 and all I got to pay is $18 today,
Yeah.
and let's keep making these little small $18 payments later, trust me, I've used it. So,
Yeah.
I mean, that helped out a lot as well, along with a lot of people, like King Clem said, they didn't do all of the extravagant Thanksgiving. Just to give you an example, one of the things that I noticed, me and my family, we went to Golden Corral and ate this year for Christmas.
Okay.
Now, I never knew, honestly, that people actually go to these places and eat on Christmas like that. But it was packed. The line was outside in the parking lot.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. But see, we want it different. So I see how some people probably had the home cooked meal for Thanksgiving, went out for Christmas, or they had the home cooked meal for Christmas and went out for Thanksgiving. So I can see that attributing to it as well, because even though some of these stores during Christmas and Thanksgiving, they had all of these sales where you can get a whole $50 meal, get a whole turkey dinner for $50.
Right.
They give you the whole turkey, the sides and everything that Aldi's and everybody was doing. So a lot of that probably helped as well.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. And I guess when we're in any economy like this, you have to think and you have to say, okay, what's best? It's all about prioritizing and putting your priorities first. Okay, what do I need to do? Do I put this over here or put this over there? So people, that's the only way I think we're going to make it, during this time right now. So for it to jump the way it did, and, like we were speaking about earlier, we have to continue to prioritize and just think about it, because we have to put what we need to put first because of the way the economy is, and it's just terrible. And I know everybody agree.
Yeah.
It is.
That money management.
honestly, like for myself, I second the motion on the Golden Corral thing because I did the same thing too. So I already know how how you're going on making sure that you try to save money, or you trying to make sure that if you're aware of what you're wanting to do or what you're trying to get done, that you're doing it. So I'm grateful for those people that had to work on the holidays as opposed to where I didn't necessarily have to. And, you know, like King Eric was saying, he got to go to Golden Corral too. So I am thankful for those folks that, you know, put up with some people that had to come out and chose to come out to spend their money there instead of actually spending it in the stores and, you know, spending it with the family members that may have come from out of town. So that's where I'm at with that.
Okay.
All right.
I agree.
All right. Let's see. The only other hot topic that I could think of that happened this week is they still talking about the Michigan coach and the Sharon Moore and his affair that he had, and you know he left they kicked him off the team as the coach of the team. But that's about the only other hot topic. And you know he married to a white woman, but he was actually, that was one of the biggest things because he was married outside his race, and he was having an affair with one of the officials, one of the staffers, and so now he's locked up. Well, he's probably out now, but all of that craziness in the sports world. So that was the only other hot topic that was going on, but we're not gonna speak too much on that because we got these two topics.
Yes.
Two topics that we need to get into. And we know that just going back to that one last one, that $2,000 that we was promised, that they said that Trump said he's gonna give, that didn't account, that didn't attribute to the holiday spending. Just know that. So
Yeah, facts.
But moving on to the topics for the day. At what age should kids be out the house? Before I give my opinion on that, just know that a lot of people, and I'm going to say, let me just get the stats first. Over 50% of young adults, ages 18 through 29, because you know I like to give statistics.
Yeah, receipts. Show receipts.
Over 50% of young adults, age 18 through 29, still live with one or both parents, and that's considered the highest rate since the Great Depression. So, what are your thoughts on that, and why do you think this is happening? King Clem?
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and jump out there first. For honestly, when it comes down to family, you know your kids, you know the mental capacity that they have. So before you just want to throw them out there to the world, you've grown up as an adult and having a child, know how your kid is and know how it's going to be for them out in the world that you grew up in. There are a lot of changes that have happened since that, but you are aware just going to the store or driving down the highway, what's actually happening out there. So when it comes down to saying the age, sometimes that's going to depend on knowing your child. Because even as an example of myself, when I was going out there and trying to make sure that I was knowing what I was doing and making the choice to say, okay, I'm ready to live out on my own, I had to come back a couple times. And if my child has to come back, whether it's my son or my daughter, have to come back a couple of times to know that they got it right, I'm going to welcome them back. But, when it comes down to making sure that you're aware of the choices that you're making while you're out there, to understand why you came back, to help you make sure you're not making the same choices to have to come back, I think that would be the best part of realizing that I'm teaching my child and they're actually growing from their experiences. They're growing from me. They're growing from my wife or their mother, just in case, having one in the household and not two, to say we're helping our kids make it in the world that may not fight for them so much as we're fighting for them.
Okay, King Bernard.
Yeah. To piggyback on some of what King Clem was saying, okay, times has changed from, I'm Gen X, this is Gen Z. Okay, I'm Gen X. it is different from when I was growing up. Now, my mom used to tell me once you get 18, you have to get a job. You have to go. Sometimes you get a job at 16, but you have to go. You go to college or you figure out what you're going to do. But like he said, you know your children. You have to figure out, okay, this one is a little bit more advanced a little bit than this one. Okay, how do I differentiate from both of them? Do I push them both out or do I push this one out? Sometimes the kids say, oh, mom or dad, you chose this, that, or you do this much for this one, that. Well, because they know the capability and the mental capacity of that one. It's not showing favoritism. It's just like God. He knows, okay, I give this to you because I know you're a great speaker. I give this to you because I know you move things like that. Now, kids have to also understand, man, times is different now. Things are the economy, inflation. You have to want to help your parents. You have to want to help your parents. You say, okay, I see my parents are struggling. So you have to want to help them. It's okay. It's okay to help them. So if you and the children is on the same page, then staying in the house sometimes can hinder them, but also making them stand up, step out. Like they say in Baby Boy, you got to leave the nest. Sometimes I believe that that's okay too. It helps them. You're not giving them a crutch. What you think?
Well, I mean, me and my wife, we said that we wanted to let them leave when they're ready, because sometimes it's hard out here. It's literally hard out here, and if you're not ready to get out here and face the world, trust me, you'll be back, because the world is going to beat you down, and you ain't gonna have no choice to come back. Oh yeah, we'll be here for you when you come back, because there's been times I had to go back to my mama's house. Trust me. But is it that, what about those times, what about those instances where the parents are just lazy and they don't want to get it, they don't want their child to leave? Or the kids are just lazy and they just don't want to get out and leave. They just want to stay up under their parents all day and not get a job and live off their parents. What about those types? What about those instances?
True.
The parents that's scared of their kids. I mean, trust me, they saw them out there.
Oh,
scared.
yeah.
They're scared to tell their kids that, well, my baby in my butt.
Yeah.
If he or she can sit here and do all this other stuff and they can talk to you any type of way and say this, they grown enough to do that. They grown enough to get a job and they grown enough to get out on their own. Now, I know back in the day, people used to always say, when you get out, like you said earlier, when you get out, when you get 18 years old, you got to get up out my house. My mom never told me that. Thank God she never told me that. But I wanted to go anyway. So she never had to tell me that.
Yeah.
I was ready to go anyway. And it wasn't that, I knew that my mom did the best that she could do with the resources that she had. So I wasn't trying to be a burden. I wanted to get out there and get in these streets.
Yeah.
That's what because I always said when I was young, I was like, I can't wait till I get grown. Now I'm like, Mama, can I come back and stay with you? I'll clean up my room.
Yeah.
I'll wash the dishes.
Yeah.
But see, you don't know, and with the economy nowadays and with how the market and how everything is going, with everything is out here in these streets, you don't know what is awaiting out here, because things are different. Yeah. Everything is different. So with that, King Bernard, what is your take on the lazy parent? Or the lazy child?
See, that's where I have the problem with the lazy child, because a lot of these kids, they are spoiled. And like you said, a lot of these parents, they friends. I told my kids, I'm not your friend. Excuse me. I'm not your friend. So with the lazy child, they have to understand, okay, if we're all living under this roof and you know that a bill has to be paid. And I'm gonna get to the lazy parent. Let's go to the child first. And and I'm short. Okay, where are you to come in? Because I'm not the only one live here. We all live here. Now, let's go to the lazy parents, because everybody has to help in unison in order for us to make it. Now, parents, yeah, sometimes parents get to a certain age and they say, you know what? I'm going to let y'all take care of me from here on out. But you still young enough to work. But anyway, I'm going to let y'all take care of me. Okay. Is that fair? I don't agree with that. I don't think that's fair, because that child, the same way I looked at it, the child gonna say, but mama, dad, you still can move around. You're not handicapped. You don't have these things going on with you. So lazy parents, lazy children, in order for us to succeed and make it in this society with our livelihood, we have to work together. So you kids out there, help your parents, man. If you can, help them. You don't want to see them struggle. And parents, please, just because you older now and you feel that you did so much for the child and it's your time to relax, I get that. But still, if you're able body and mind, still help. Everybody need to pull their weight until people start leaving the nest. So that's my take on both, the lazy parent and the lazy children. It shouldn't happen. What you think, King Clem?
I'm going to actually start with the parents, because honestly, just as a parent, when you're going to make sure that you grew up a certain way and you know how things worked out for you, you're trying to make sure that your kids don't have to go through what you went through. This is why you're deciding, all right, I'm not going to do this to my kid. I'm not going to do that for my kid because I had to go through it and I don't want them to. So when you decide as a parent and you're going to be with whoever you're going to be with to come together and make the child, then I'm sure there has to be some type of conversation that both parties have to have when they're coming up with decisions to how they're going to raise their children. So that way they'll have the best opportunity in the world to be able to get out there. Now, divorces happen and things happen, so it's okay when it comes down to saying that, okay, I was laxed on this, I'm lazy on this just because it was a bit much. As the world is today, there's a lot of age gaps for kids because we tend to get in different relationships and have different times that we have our kids. So we do teach them differently. So just knowing that your kids are learning from you, there's always times that you're not going to want to be lazy. You can be lazy, but just understand that that's who you are. Now, being the lazy kid, you're going to notice it from your parents what you can and can't get away with. So if I don't necessarily have to move out, or I don't necessarily have to help my mom or help my dad, then I don't necessarily have to. So being the lazy kid, I can understand just being able to sit back and relax, don't have to worry about things. If something's broken, then that'll fix it. Or if something's broken, if dad's not there, mom will fix it, or she'll just get somebody to, fix it. I don't have to really worry about it. Sometimes that'll help with being able to learn the trades, but being lazy, you're going to have to notice these things from your kids and from your parents. So if you can pay attention enough to know what's going on around you, then this is the same things that's going to be out in the world that are going to be out there waiting for you. So just make sure you're paying attention, make sure you know what's going on, because being the lazy kid, getting out there, and the world's going to give it to you, and some of these lessons are a lot harsher than what you think they are. Being the lazy parent, some of these lessons that your kids are going to go through, it's way more harsher than what you're expecting, because you don't want your kid to go through it, but you don't realize it until, dang, my kid just went through it. Now what do I do? Sometimes these things could have been talked about or gone through the teaching parts while they're coming up. But again, times are different. Sometimes you're paying attention to the youngest one or the middle one because, again, we know our kids' mental capacity. So we know how this one needs more attention than this one. This one I can go ahead and send out. This one's 18 and they already on 2 jobs. So I feel that lazy parents can learn something and these lazy kids can learn something too. So before you just put them out in the world, or before you go out in the world, understand that you got to know yourself. Just know yourself.
All All right. Now, keep in mind, for those of you who viewing at home, you can give us a call at 470-689-3832. And also, you can also give us if you want to donate to the show, you can do that by donating to Cash App, $TV1061. But I said that because now we're going to flip it a little bit. We're just going to flip it just a little bit. Let's just say, I know y'all probably in relationships and everything, but let's just say you're dating an older woman and she has a son that's 25, 23, anywhere from 23, 25 years old. Let's just say that. And every time you go to her house, he at the house in the refrigerator.
On the phone.
On the phone. Playing the Xbox or playing the PS5. Don't have no job, ain't contributing to no bills. Even you help out with the bills and you don't even live there. How does that make you feel? What do you say to those parents? Don't get quiet now. Don't get quiet now.
Man, look. Okay. That's tricky. And here's what I mean by when I say that's tricky, because a lot of times you have these women that has these sons and they baby them. So you coming in, like you said, okay, you pay the bills and you helping her with this and that because you really feeling this woman. But she has this grown, son in the house. Okay, we're going to baby boy, Melvin. We got all this going on. So here's the thing. Do I step to him? And do I say, look here? Do I put that python around his neck like Melvin, choke him, have him hollering mama? We have to be careful with that. Reason being is because we don't know how she's going to look at that. So I will go to her. I would say, look, man, he's 24. Do he work? Such and such. When I was 24, I was working. So you kind of want to talk to her before you step to him. But I'm a man. I'm going to step to him. I'm going to say, look here, man. It's like this. I help your mom with all this stuff. You around here, just say he has a child somewhere else. Man, look, you making babies, man. You have to step your game up. You either help your moms out or you move out. Because it's a delicate situation and it can be uncomfortable. So my thing is, do I step to him? Do I talk to the mother? I would talk to the mother first because I don't want to mess up their relationship, because you know how a lot of women is with their babies. With my boy, that's my boy. You know how they is, because I like her and I want to keep their relationship, but I also want to keep me and her relationship, and I want to build a relationship with him too. So again, it's delicate, but I would talk to her first.
Okay.
So for me, being a man, I'm going to have to see him as a young man, and he's going to grow up to be a man as well. So I would definitely talk to mom, just like King Bernard, mentioned, that I'm going to have to talk to her first and be like, okay, is his dad in his life? Because if he is, I don't want to step on his toes, but I want to help the both of y'all help him. So that way he doesn't feel like, okay, you just here to be with my moms, or you just here to replace my dad. You're not here for the right reasons. And I wouldn't want that. So I want to make sure that I understand the dynamic of him and his dad. If you understand that, then now I can understand the dynamic between him and his mom, because we're there together and we're experiencing each other with the son. From there, I would end up having to go to a point where, okay, now that I understand the dynamic between the two and myself, now I can speak to you. Depending on how you take information, how well you take information is going to depend on how I can give information that I know to you. Ask you what you know. see what you know how to do or what you're trying to do. What do you see going on for your life? What's your goal? Do you have goals? What are you trying to make happen for yourself? That can at least get it to the point where I can understand you. So to help you move on, if that's what you're trying to do, then do that. If it comes to the point where like, yeah, you can't get no job, you've been in jail because, hey, you made the wrong decisions. Whatever the decisions may have been, and now you out, and it's hard to get a job when you go to jail. And a lot of times, a lot of businesses make it hard for you to get a job when you come out of jail. So I get it.
Yep.
True.
Do you know how to cook? You know how to do dishes. You know how to do yard work. You know how to do, like, fix things. Because now you can have your own business. You don't necessarily need nobody else now. You can be the carpenter. If you can fix houses, you can even come up when it comes down to cutting the yard. Stuff like that. There's other ways that you'll be able to make it without having to just stay at home and not do anything. So I would definitely want to make sure that I understand if the dad is in the life, because if he is, how is he helping his son become a better man at his mom's house? So that's kind of where I would go with that.
Good point.
Yeah, y'all better than me. Cause for me, I'm about to ask him. We gonna play one game. We getting on this Madden, and if I win, you leave. but seriously, though, but on a serious note, if depending on what he's doing at the house, of course, I'm gonna see. Because if he's on the game, I'm gonna see. Okay, are you making money on this game?
Good point.
Are you making money? All these people making money playing Madden, Call of Duty, 2K.
Yeah.
You just sitting here just wasting time in your drawers all day, funking up the house.
Yeah.
On the game? No. You can be doing. If you're gonna do it, get paid for it.
Be productive.
Get paid for it. But I know that in all seriousness, we talk about all these things and different topics and everything, but when dealing with kids and other people's kids, that's real. That's a real sensitive subject. Real sensitive subject.
Oh man!
And especially when asking them when you leaving the house.
Yeah.
Ask them to leave the house, and there are some reasons, some valid reasons why kids are still at home. Some of it has to do with culture. Mm-hmm. Some of it has to do with culture, because they don't want to leave the house. Some kids don't leave the house unless they know that their parents are taken care of while they're gone.
Yeah,
that's in some cultures.
Yeah,
and in some of those cultures, they sold those same cultures. Parents are not letting their kids leave the house unless they know for sure that they're taken care of when they leave that house. But in our culture, some of us are so quick to kick our kids out the house because we done raised you for 18 years. It's time for you to go.
Yeah.
I need to have my peace.
Yeah.
I need to have some type of sanity because you have put me through so much hell. So now you act like your daddy or your mama or whatever. So now I need you up out of here.
Yeah.
So but we have to get out of that mentality to make sure that we're helping our kids succeed, putting our kids in positions to succeed. Some cultures, they make sure they get that dorm life when they go to college. Because that dorm life, they're away from home. Mm-hmm. They're getting to see how it feels to be away from home. Mm-hmm. So when it's time for them to graduate, they done been 4 years. Shoot, within those 4 years they out of school, those 4 years that they're away from home, 2 of those years they done spent on campus. The other 2, they done got their own apartment. So now they set. They may not even have student loan debt because their parents probably paid for them to go to school.
True.
Right.
So they already got a leg up on everybody else. Now you talk about the ones who got student loan debts. Those are the ones that's probably coming back home because they need the help. They probably haven't found a job in their field yet. So they need the help until they find that job in their field so they can able to pay off them student loans. And that's going to roll right into our next topic of the reason could this be the reason why a lot of them are not social because they're not able to get into relationships or marriage or even not get married. So, but we're going to tackle those topics when we come back from our break. Stay tuned.
Hi, I'm Chief Gary Sparks with the Douglasville Police Department. Today we want to give you some safety tips concerning traffic stops. Take a look.
So you look in your rear view mirror and see flashing blue lights. What do? Remain calm. Yield to the right and pull your vehicle over into an off-road area that is safe for both you and the officer. Put your car in park. Remove your foot from the brake and turn the radio off. Remain in your vehicle. Have your driver's license readily available for the officer. Keep your hands on the steering wheel, visible for the officer at all times. If you need to retrieve any items from the interior, explain what you're reaching for to the officer and avoid any sudden movements. Rolling the window down completely establishes a level of trust with the officer and allows for ease of interaction during the routine traffic stop. Be courteous and polite. Be cooperative and willing to follow the officer's instructions. During a routine traffic stop, the officer will return to his vehicle to run the tag and driver's license verification and complete a citation if one is necessary. Once the officer returns and approaches your vehicle, whether or not a citation or warning is issued, please remain calm, courteous, and cooperative. Sign the citation acknowledging you agree to appear in court, and do not dispute the citation with the officer. The officer will give you a court date to explain or defend your infraction.
Okay, ma'am. Like I told you, I did clock you at 51 in a 35 mile per hour speed zone. I did issue a citation, okay? This here is going to be your court date. I just need a signature from you stating that you received a copy of this citation, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. Here's your driver license.
Thank you.
Along with a copy of the citation, okay? Do you have any questions or concerns for me?
No, sir.
Okay, well, you have a nice day, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Following these few simple steps will help ensure a safe interaction for both you and the officer.
I hope these few tips help you as it relates to dealing with law enforcement and traffic stops. Not only in traffic stops, but in all encounters with law enforcement. We hope that all our encounters are safe for the citizens as well as for our officers. Again, we want you to be safe, and if you have any problems with the Douglasville Police Department, don't hesitate to give us a call and make your concerns known. I would add that Georgia is a right to carry state, and we hope that if you are carrying, that on these traffic stops and all encounters, please let the officer know that you are carrying. This will ensure your safety and our officers' safety. Thank you, may God bless you, and may God keep our community safe. We are one.
Today's world exposes our youth to life experiences that are well beyond that which their years should allow. Violence, trauma, poverty, injustice. Our children's lives and their livelihoods are in constant danger. Wisdom, Inc. is a community-based organization designed to save young lives by reducing violence and assisting youth in their personal development. Wisdom stands for wise individuals structuring and developing youthful minds. Through our collective wisdom, we can change lives for the better. Wisdom, Inc. Reducing violence, developing youth, saving lives.
You are tuned in to Talk Show Kings on TV 1061.
Man, what they gonna do with this black on black crime, man? I'm sick of this. Thank you for watching another edition of Talk Show Kings on TV 1061. We'll be seeing you soon.
You are tuned in.
Welcome back to the second half of our show, Talk Show Kings. The next topic, it moves right along with adulting. Right after you get out the house, what do you do next? Do you become a passport bro? Or do you get married to someone here in the States? Or do you not get married at all? So, first off, let's touch on the passport bros. Exactly what is the passport bros? Why is it so hot? And when did it become the it thing to do with getting the passport? So from my understanding, it started back in 2021, 2022 up on YouTube and TikTok.
Yes, sir.
Hold on 1 second. We got a call.
You live with Talk Show Kings.
Hello, this is Alden Wise calling in from Atlanta. How are you?
Good. How about yourself?
Doing great.
Doing fantastic. I wanted to call in about the last topic regarding children moving out the house. I had a couple points I wanted to add.
Okay, go ahead.
Go right ahead.
Absolutely. So I honestly feel that being a youth and having kids myself, the key to having a sustainable household is really cultivating that relationship early on and making sure that, the child's needs are met, when they're in the preteen ages and throughout their high school years. So when a person does become of age, 24, 25, they have the sustainable skills that they can move out the house. And I think that's really key to your guys' point. I don't think that it would be advantageous for anyone to start at 25 or 26 and think that the child is going to be prepared for life at that age. I think it's going to be very difficult for them to say all of a sudden, let me just get thrown to the wolves and expect for them to be great. What are your guys' thoughts on that?
All right, first off, thank you for the call, and we're going to answer your question real quick. So we're going to answer this question, and then we're going to get back to the topic. But I agree. I mean, that's part of that's part of making sure that they're ready, making sure that they are ready to get out into this world and handle the things that's going on. Is starting them young and letting them know, hey, this is what you're going to go up against. So what's your thoughts?
Yeah. Like the caller said, all jokes aside, you don't want to throw your kids to the wolves. Okay, so we understand that. And what you have to do is you have to start them young. Start them young. Talk to them. Ask them what they like to do. Kind of watch them and see what they like to do. You see what draws their interest. So that'll give you, do they play sports? Do we play football, basketball, whatever, soccer, baseball? Now you know to put them in these little leagues, these different things, because they're going to need this. So, again, don't throw them to the wolves. Don't throw them out to the wolves. But start young, because putting them out there when they're unprepared, you just setting them up disaster waiting to happen, So don't put them out there like that. Just, see where they at and see what they got going on, see what their passion is. What you think, King Clem?
Well, I'm with the, not throwing them to the wolves. Understanding that, don't cry wolf if nothing's there. So don't, if you learn something when you're young and you learn how to clean up, you're teaching them how to clean up, and you're teaching them young how to do these things. So that way, when it comes down to stuff comes up and you learn how to make sure that you're being aware of yourself and being aware of your surroundings. So that way, when they are out there, that's a wolf. You might not want to mess with that one. So that way, when they are out there with the wolves, it's like, okay, now I'm running back because I'm scared of the wolves. And it's like, there's no wolves out there. We got a bunch of dogs kind of thing. So I would definitely say with teaching them young and making sure that they're aware of what's actually going on, being good with reality and actually knowing what it is. Definitely make sure that the teaching them young thing is going to be a vital part of making sure they grow up right.
All right. Again, thank you, caller, for your question.
Thank you.
And hopefully we answered that for you. But moving on to the new topic. Now, I'm going to go with some statistics, and so people who don't know who Passport Bros is, they'll get a kind of understanding. So men claim that they're seeking more feminine, respectful, family-oriented partners, while some critics say it reflects misogyny, escapism, or power imbalance. Now, some statistics on marriage. 70% of men, 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 70% of men In 2021, just 6.5 marriages over 1,000 people in the U.S., which is down from 8.2 in 2000. Now, it's pretty much been going down since then.
Yes.
With marriages. Now, most of those millennials and Gen Z are delaying the marriages, or they're ditching getting married because of fear of divorce, financial instability, changing gender roles and expectations, and belief that marriage is no longer necessary for commitment or happiness. Now, with that and passport bros, the reason why they're getting away from the traditional American women or Western women. Mm-hmm. Do you see that as something to be, something to be concerned about, especially in our culture with the marriages declining and everything? Could they also be the reason?
Wow. Let me start this off. First and foremost, I am a passport bro. So what happened? Okay, here's what happened. I just felt that I got tired of the westernized mentality of these women. The femininity, that's gone. They're more masculine now. It's to the point where you can't even like hold a conversation. And then it's these, how can I say this? These requirements. Oh, he has to be 6 feet, 6-pack, and 6 figures. And I'm like, wow. Don't you know when you do that, you bring the statistics down. You're picking when you start saying 6 feet, over 6 feet tall, a 6-pack, and 6 figures, you just shrunk your choices down to a small percentage to like 3%. Who is the average person that's making 6 figures? So these requirements. So just coming from a bad relationship, just coming from one, I got tired. So I wanted someone more feminine. So I went to another culture, because it's not color, people. It's culture. It's not color. Oh, we're going to go to the white. We're going to go to the Spanish and this, that, and the third. Okay, but I'm going to tell you now, it's not color, is culture. It's when you go to those other countries, and it's the way they're raised. They're raised a different way. The way we're raised over here, I have 6 sisters. And I've always heard my mom say, get with a man with money. Okay, I always heard that. I see my aunties telling my sisters, and yeah, don't talk to no man. Do he got money? Where do he work? What type of car he drive? But guess what I didn't hear? I never heard my mom say, okay, when you meet this guy, this is what you have to do. You have to be a good wife. You have to be feminine. Let him be in his masculinity. And you stay in your femininity. You stay there, because that's going to balance out. So that's what happened. Passport bros, that's when the birth of that happened. We was looking for, okay, men have changed a whole lot. Yeah, it's some deadbeats, it's some dogs. Oh, yeah. But men have changed a lot. I've seen more deadbeat mothers and women than men. I've seen men step up. They don't become stepfathers. No, they was the person who stepped up. That's what I call them. I'm not a stepdad. I was the man who stepped up. I see them. Can I be with my child? But the women use the children as pawns. So after a while, when we continue to try. Said, man, I got to give my westernized women a chance. They let us down all the time. And it's not all. Women, please, it's not all. When we're talking in the masses. We're not talking about every single one, because I haven't dated everyone. But what happened was we got tired. We got tired of the back and forth, and you can't tell me what to do. First and foremost, I'm not trying to tell you what to do. Why do you approach me with that? You can't tell me what to do. So we got tired. So we got passports and we left. And now we're targeted as these simps, wimps. Oh, you better watch yourself because you're a passport bro, but you're going over there and you're dealing with homosexuality. They be over there transgenders. Come on. That's just a fear tactic. No, you go over there to you. If you're a man, you go over there to women. That's what it is. But that's how I feel. And that's what drove me to be a passport bro. I got tired. I had so much to give and so much to offer, and I just wasn't reciprocating it back from her. So I left. So yeah, I'm a passport bro. King Clem.
All right. Okay. So I wouldn't consider myself a passport bro, but I'm not taking away from King Bernard or King Eric if, saying that you are a passport bro. I have a passport, yes. And I did have the opportunity to leave the country. And that is definitely one thing I would suggest anyone that is from any culture or anywhere to do. Have the opportunity to leave your own culture and see what other cultures are out there. Leave your country and see what other things are out there. Now, as far as the westernized women, I mean, I love y'all westernized women anyway, so I'm not going anywhere. But as far as when it comes down to saying why it is like it is there's a lot of little different things that each person is going through. I can say as a masculine man that I do understand my own femininity within myself as I have a mother. So this can be seen as where I can be a caring father. I can have intuition. I can have those things and be able to make up for the places where, okay, as a woman, you had to be masculine. All right, bet, I got you. You want to take care of that? Now, understand, when it comes down to being within that, this is where passport bros is coming from. Why they're saying, all right, I'm going to go over there and go see that. Now, when I have the opportunity to go leave the country like I did, I ended up being able to see how it works with other women that are out there and how they treat themselves and how they carry themselves when it's out in public, when they're with their significant other, with their father, when they're with their kids, how they are, why they are. This is why some of the decisions that are being made to say, I want to be a passport bro. Y'all can do the same thing when it comes down to, hey, I want to go ahead and leave the country. See what's out there even for yourself to understand why with us men, you're choosing the ones you choose, because these are why some of the ones are leaving. Now, if they're choosing a person from Japan and they like the Japanese culture, just in the fact of she knows how to cook Japanese food. She knows how when it comes down to treating her father. So now it comes down to how she's going to treat you and the kids because of the traditions that she continues to stay with. Maybe the type of job and the living that they've had out there is why they get to be within a certain femininity that they have. And that may not be this way when it comes down to being in a westernized country in America so much. But I'm sure there's other places like Barbados and Nassau where they have to be outside to take a shower. Something like that where you may not have to go through something as harsh, but they would be glad to be with you and be around you because that was one of the things that they had to go through life. And it would be a great thing to be with you. So it's not to take away from them coming to America as a passport bro themselves, because they'll love to be around and help you out with the things that they have. So not to have the label again, King Eric or King Bernard, just want to make sure one more time that I have a passport, but I did enjoy making sure that I left the country and just seeing what other cultures had to provide or offer for someone that is from a westernized culture.
Okay, with that, that's funny. With that, so why what about the people that's not? What about the guys that's not passport bros? Why are they not quick to get married?
Okay, I've been married. Yeah, 1, 2,
3, 4. You starting to sound like LeBron on how many championships the Heat gonna win.
I know, right? I can speak on that. Again, it's this culture over here that men are so frightened to get married because guess what? He can come in. We're going to change it. She come in and he's already set. He's stable. He's already set. She get with him 18 months later because we already know she's not, women, not all women. I'm just not all, but the masses. They come in with this, I got to get that bag. So it's not love no more. Women don't marry. Again, it's not all women. Most women don't marry for love. They marry for provision. The men are waking up to that. Now when they go to court, because she can just wake up one day. Because women, what? Operate off of what? Emotions. Men operate off logic. She can just wake up one day. I'm not happy. Okay? What did I do? I'm just not happy. This is not going to work. Well, now she wants a divorce. Guess what? The majority of everything from the estate to the finances to everything she's going to get. We've seen that through a lot of these celebrities. But he already had that before she came. So let's go to the ages, to the Gen Zs, like you said earlier. A lot of them are afraid because they seen this. They seen their basketball superheroes and NFL superheroes, and they seeing them being just run through the ringer in court. So they like, wow, I play sports too. So you know what? I'm not getting married. So it's the mentality is stopping men, not passport bro, men, because that's what we're talking about. They're scared now. They're scared. Ladies, y'all scaring the heck out of us to marry because you take almost everything when you leave. So that's why we scared. That's my take on why marriage is not the way it used to be anymore. It's not love anymore. It's provision.
Okay. King Clem?
I can definitely go with how we even got to this point, because growing up, to make sure that you choose the right partner, you first partners that you learn about is your parents. So when it comes down to making sure I chose the right partner to make sure that I have kids with, because if we're going to make sure that we follow the line that is supposed to happen, you're supposed to get the person, and then once you get the person you're supposed to get, and then you're supposed to get married, and then you're supposed to have kids. It doesn't always necessarily follow that order, but knowing that the person that I chose, how well do I know this person? Did I wait 6 months and then say, all right, I want to marry this person, and then now here's month 7, 8, and 9, and now we're at the wedding, and now we're getting married. How much time did you take to learn the person that you just got married to? How about if it takes 9 months to make a baby, did you at least take that much time to figure this person out? Because there's going to be something that they may do that you're not going to like, and they're going to do it. Can you live with that? Can you be okay with that? Yeah. Because if you can or you can't, then mind you, this is not something that's going to change unless they choose to change it. So if you decide, all right, I want to be with this person, and you decide to get married, or why you're deciding not to is because of the experiences that you're having with the dating. When you're choosing the people that you're choosing to date, are you continually choosing the same ones? If it's, again, only choosing the ones that want to see about the bag, only choosing the ones that seem to have the nice car, only want to seem to choose the ones that just fly all the time, only certain ones that you're choosing from, that might be one of the reasons why we're coming up with this idea, because it's not us that you're choosing. The ones that you want to be loyal to, or the ones that you want to say, okay, I want that one. Now, mind you, there's still the other half as, okay, I was the one that had the nice car. I was the one that had the money, so I wasn't doing y'all right. So I'm not going to take away from those ones that do you bad to why you're making the decision that you're making and say, all right, well, I don't want to do them right anyway. So let me make sure that I have the right person. And then by this time, you may have already had kids. Maybe this time you've already been married once or twice, 3-4 times. So, so I just want to make sure that being comfortable with the person that you're with, to understand y'all going to have the hard conversations. This is how you have the hard conversation with your kids. To why you're saying, all right, do I want to get married? Do I not want to get married? Why you're saying not to get married? Because for myself to say, I'm not getting married, am I making sure that I chose the right one? Because maybe I missed something that I was like, I'm going to overlook that because I want this person to be my person. I don't want them to go. I don't want that to be the thing, to be the reason why I'm saying, all right, I don't like this down the line. If I knew the truth before it came up, then am I lying to myself to make sure that I marry this person? Because then now I'm marrying for the wrong reason. And that might be one of the reasons why divorce is happening, to marry for the wrong reason. So now when you take an opportunity to say, hey, don't you marry these men out here because they do these things? Hey, don't you marry these women out here because they doing these things? Why are you teaching them what you're teaching them? Because if we come up and be like, Ma was wrong about that. That wasn't what that was. She ain't too bad. And then and now you get to know him and be like, ooh, Ma was right. Yeah. Because you have to sometimes take your time. This is why the life and opportunity is here for you to sit there and say, okay, you make the decision on why you say, I want to get married. I don't want to get married. Because you're taking your time to make sure that you decide for yourself why you're going to want to have kids. Why you're going to want to be with this person that you're going to have kids with, to make sure that y'all raise these kids right. Because trust me, we're all out here to try to step up for where somebody else didn't step in. So we're all in that same position.
Amen.
Amen.
Amen. The doors of the church is open. But listen, that I couldn't agree more. I mean, I don't even know what else to say after that. I'm lost the words now. Well, we getting ready to close anyway. So, but before we close, I want to thank the New Kings for showing up today, coming out, joining the show, and also
for sure.
We want to thank the viewers, our local viewers and our distant viewers. Thank you for showing up as well, watching us every time we come on. And New Year's resolutions. New Year resolutions. New Year is right around the corner on Thursday. Do you have any resolutions?
Me, myself, I really don't make resolutions. I used to. My thing is now, I vibrate on a different frequency now, and I'm in touch with the universe. So what I do is I try to be a better version of myself from what I was last week. So every week, I'm trying to be a better version of who I am. So if we want to put that as a resolution, man, my resolution is like every week. I'm just trying to be a better version of Bernard that I can be.
That'll work. King Clem?
The New Year's resolution for myself, it's a little bit different. I do like the little quirks and kicking, like, let me go ahead and hide under the table, eat grapes and, different type of stuff. So just me being a little bit different. What I like to do on New Year's is I try to make sure I put money in the bank, so that way that's what I should be doing throughout the year. Make sure that I'm getting money to come in. So I know there's that whole manifesting and things like that, so I'm trying to make sure that I'm working it in a way that will benefit myself. I know I'm going to be working out as much as I can. I know I'm going to be working on my physical and my mental all the time. So here's where the blessing happening in itself. So some of this stuff is actually working out. So that's the New Year's resolution. I'm going to keep it going.
Okay. And for me, it's just basically the same. Make sure my mental is right. Make sure my health is right. I started my health journey earlier this year.
Yeah, congratulations. Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, like I said, I thank everybody. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for showing up, King Clem, King Bernard. Can't wait till the next show. And that'll be it for us here at Talk Show Kings. And also, Happy New Year to everyone. And we'll see you in 2 weeks. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Have a good one.
Talk Show Kings on TV 1061.
Man, what they gonna do with this black on black crime, man? I'm sick of this. Thank you for watching another edition of Talk Show Kings on TV 1061. We'll be seeing you soon.
You are tuned in to Talk Show Kings.